My name is Ralph Zayas, and this is the presentation of the app, the Android app that I created for the course CPSC 6138 Mobile Systems for Spring 2018 with Dr. Perez. And the name of the app is RandomLDSHymns. And here's the link to the app in the Google Play Store. And that's the icon that you will see. Some background for the app. It's an app that selects random hymns from official hymns from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the LDS Church, and I am a member of that church. In addition, once the random hymns are selected, one can text those hymns to local congregational leaders to be added to the given activity agenda. The idea was inspired by my oldest daughter as she performed her volunteering duties as a music director in a local congregation. So basically, she had to send, or first of all, she had to select hymns every week based on some topics that were given to her, based on the speakers that were going to speak at the church on that Sunday, and she had to select some hymns from a hymn book from the LDS Church, and then text those hymns to our to the bishop, or so a bishop is like a pastor for our church. So that's the process that she had to do every week, and that's how she actually thought of the idea, and I basically did that app so that it can do that. All right, so here's some information about the proposal. So the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has a variety of meetings to meet the age-related needs of every person. So this is the problem statement that I sent in the proposal. And here's a summary of those meetings or activities in Spanish, since the app will focus on the Spanish language, although it's gonna also be available in English in the Google Play Store. So here are some of the meetings where we had to pitch some hymns. And the first meeting is Reunión Sacramental, or in English, sacrament meeting. We also have baptisms, mutual activities, those are basically activities for men and young women. And we have primary activities, that's for children under 12, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of activities where hymns need to be selected, and the music director needs to pick those hymns and send them to the actual leader of that organization, so that they can be added to the agenda for that activity. So that's basically the problem statement, and there's a continuation in the next page. Of all the above meetings, the most important meeting, it's a meeting called Reunión Sacramental, or in English, sacrament meeting, which happens every Sunday. And that's the process that I was telling at first, where my oldest daughter had to select some hymns based on a topic every Saturday, so that she can send it on Saturday night or a Monday morning, so that they can be ready for the Sunday meeting services. So here's a link to all of the topics that are available for hymns. And I'm not gonna read all this, but that's a link where we are gonna get those hymns into our app, so that we can randomly select those hymns based on a given topic, like a baptism of topic or agency, etc. Okay, so the users for this app, it's going to be mainly the music director or the pianist or an organist of a given ward. And a ward, I actually put an asterisk. It's just it's a congregational unit within a geographical area. So it's basically where we meet on Sundays or on the weekday for an activity. So it can be one ward per city, or some cities have more than one ward. But we can think about a ward, in each city in the U.S. at least. And then, so this is going to be used mostly by the music director, and it can also be used by the congregational leaders, like the bishop, which is like the pastor in our church, and his two assistants, which in our church we actually call them counselors, and some of the other leaders of the church can also use this app so that they can pick hymns very very quickly for their activities. And I put two links here at the bottom where you can get more information about, what's a word, and some of the other names that you're seeing here, just so that you can understand some of the context of where this app is gonna be used. If we go here to slide 6, the scope of the proposal. This was just some of the things that are going to be, or not some, all of the things that are going to be in the app at the end. So the app is going to store all the hymns. It's going to make them available in a drop down so that they can pick from A to Z, and they can do a lot of other things that are here, like select one sacrament hymn, or select 1 to 3 non-sacrament hymns for a given topic, and then once they randomly select those, they can text those hymns to the leader. And the app also allows you to set up the phone numbers of those leaders. And if we go to the next slide, so here's also some of the other things that are going to be on the app that I specify in the proposal. Okay. And one thing that I also mentioned here is that I had to ask for permission by the church, so that I can include their content, and they sent me a written notice that was okay. And I also put here that there's one step that is going to be manual, still done by a human. So once we text the actual hymns to the leader, they still need to place them manually in the wall, so that they can be seen by the members of the church, so that they know which hymn they are going to sing that day. And what was accomplished in the app, from what I specified in the proposal, well, all the things that I listed in the proposal were included, with a few additions. The first one is that it's going to support not just English but also Spanish, and hymns can be randomly selected and changed from 2 topics instead of just 1. And I'll show what that means, in the demo. And number 9, this is the letter here that I got with the permission from the church, so that I can use those hymns in the app. And since the app is free, there wasn't any issues with including those hymns in the app. Okay, so that's the email that I received from the Intellectual Property Office from the LDS Church. And now we are going to go ahead and do a brief demo. So let's go ahead with it. So I'm going to launch here. My phone is connected to the computer, and it's using this little app called AirDroid. So I'm going to launch the app. So that's the icon, Random LDS Hymns. So I'm going to go ahead and launch it. And it's a little slow, not the app, but the actual AirDroid, since it has to go to the phone and bring back. So that's what's slow, but the app is pretty fast. So I'm going to go ahead and set up one phone number here just for time purposes. So I'm going to put my own number. So I can put that right away. So I need to click here. Click on the AirDroid. It's a little slow sometimes to bring that keyboard. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to set up one quick number. That's my Google Voice number. And I can put all the other ones, but I'm not going to do it for this demo. So, and I scroll down, I save that information. Now it's saved. And I'm going to select that the hymns are going to be used in a sacrament meeting for that's the default in step 1. Step 2, I'm going to select the date for which the hymns are going to be used, and I'll leave that for, or let's say that they'll be used for the what, for the next Sunday. So next Sunday will be the 29th. So I'm going to change here the 29th. And I'm going to skip step 4 because we don't have any history right now, but I'll come back to that. And then step 4, I'm going to select a random sacrament hymn. So once I click on that, you'll see that there's a random hymn that show up and with the icon of the app at the right. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to step 5 and select 2 topics. So let's say that topic 1, it's going to be agency, which is it's a default, and I need 2 hymns for that topic. So I'm going to change the first drop down there for the topic to 2. So, and you'll notice at the bottom that it's going to give me 2 hymns for the topic agency. And if I don't like those, then I can hit on that button that says try others, and it's going to give me some others. Okay. And I'm going to go to topic 2. The default is baptism, so I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to pick 2 more hymns, let's say for baptism, and you notice that I did 2 hymns related to the baptism topic at the bottom. And if I don't like them, I can also, switch some others, and it's going to randomly get me. And if I want to continue with those 4 hymns, I click on the continue button at the bottom, and that's going to copy those 4 hymns with those 2 topics to the main screen. And I'm going to hit this save sacrament hymn history after sending text so that it can save that hymn 194. And step 6 is basically text the hymns. So I'm going to hit that, and that's going to populate the number that I specify at first in the setup. And you'll notice that it's going to, in the message, it's including all the hymns that I selected, just the actual hymn numbers and the date and the type of meeting. So if I say send message, it's gonna, oh yeah, it's gonna ask me for permissions to send. I'm gonna say allowed. So message sent, and you'll notice there at the top that I got a notification that I received the email or the text. I'm sorry. And if I go here to my email, I actually have a rule so that I can get that text message. So there's my text message. Okay. And the app can also work in the Spanish language. So I'll show that quickly to finish up. So if I just go here to the tools and settings, and just click on the language and keyboard, and click on language and switch to Spanish there. That's gonna switch everything to Spanish. It's gonna reload some things. And I'm not gonna go through all the demo, but I'm just gonna show you the main screen again so that you know that it's in Spanish. So you notice that it changed. Let me go back here, I'm sorry. So I changed it to Spanish. And the icon changed to Spanish now, if you notice there. And I'm gonna launch it again. So you'll notice that all the options are in Spanish now. Okay. So that concludes my presentation. I hope you've enjoyed, and feel free to try this app. Thank you very much.